We're about to see them one by one. They're gonna come on in. Woo!
Check it out, David.
I need work, Dave. Real bad.
She does.
Character faces and character bodies and beautiful faces and beautiful character body faces. Theatrics galore, you know, not so much in terms of a theater sense, because again, you know, when I think of theater, I think of the stage with the curtain, and you have Broadway lighting, you know, with the you know, sequenced lights, etc., and a lot of jazz dancers, you know, like in some of the videos, and the guys going 2 and 3 and 4, Bobby, and lift that foot, and you know. Music should look like it sounds, and with our tricks, we're always trying to keep a keen eye towards a real style here, and our style is that any of these things could have been done 20 years ago. So we have a 28-foot surfboard, and we ride it over the heads of the crowd, you know. Sounds initially a little bit sense of humor there, and you see it like that till you hear it with the music. You balance yourself up there, and I tell you, when it takes off, you know, it starts heading off from the stage. It takes first a big drop, and then it drops right into the trough, man. And that's just the way the music sounds to me. And I fly over your head, and it's like, zoo. You know, when you drop a boxing ring into the center of an arena in front of 20,000 of your closest friends, it initially sounds sense of humor, and yeah, that's definitely in there. That's a big part of rock and roll. But the boxing ring is the one symbol in the world, in the whole planet, any city, village, town, anywhere, that nothing symbolizes more. It's tearing out of the ceiling now instead of from under your seat, and you've got the regulation lights going and the strobes, and it has a real effect on you. Let me hear you say, "Ah!" I like high torque music. I like high pressure music. You know that. I've been here doing this for a little while. But there's always a little more adventure right around the corner. Let's try a different instrument now. Everybody said, oh, you can't do that. Oh, no, that's not usual. That's not normal. That's not traditional music. Well, you can do these kinds of things in rock and roll, and nothing socks it to you more than steel drums. Guaranteed. This whole bet is California spirit, man. We're coming in for the MTV Awards, and I was talking with my producer, Teddy Templeman, and he asked me if I still had that old red bomb. And I told him, yeah, it's all polished up and sharp. He said, that thing won't even get you to L.A., Dave. I told him, the hell with you, Teddy. I says, I can get that thing all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. He says, nonsense. I says, $1,000. Says, I do. He says, nonsense. I says, 2,000 says. He says, nonsense. I said, 5. He said, you're on. A lot of people, when they hear the word stage, perceive of just as some box-like structure that sits up on at one end of the hall, and all it is some place where you set up some amps, and that's it. But in fact, a stage is a society. It's a microcosm. It's like a spaceship. There's a lot of technology here. There's a lot of dangerous situations. You know, you're talking about literally millions of watts of power, the kind of power that can throw a Chevy 6 city blocks if you plugged it into a catapult. It all has to go off with great precision, and the people have to actually live and breathe in here, you know, as far as hours and hours and hours and hours spent. So it's very carefully designed. Okay, we got a twist lock beaner, but that's not the spring lock, is it?
No, it's not the spring lock.
Okay, and what we got?
We got the regular beaner for quick release at the top.
Okay, so Scotty's going to take me off the 8-brake release when we get up to the top up there. You plan it out very carefully. We have people who are in charge of just wardrobe, people who are in charge of just rigging and safety and electronics, etc. And we discuss for hours and hours and weeks and weeks and weeks what's going to happen, and this is to be here and that's to be there. And then when the show goes off, you start to play, and by the second song, everything's going right, and your blood temperature goes up a little bit, and the blood sugar is skyrocketing, and you run backstage, you go, what the hell you made? I did. And everybody understands what you're saying, because that's how everybody is running off, and that's part of the thrill. It's like going zoom. None of this stuff is any good without an audience. I'll see you when we get to your town. You know how I always wrote those songs about you never knew if I was talking exactly about a car, or it could be a girl, or it could be about myself or about you? Well, it's all about you, you know. So what I did is I pictured the Statue of Liberty as if she was a real live fox, and she's walking in front of the candy store, and I'm out front as usual being lewd towards her. And as she walks by, so what we have here is like that sexy kind of patriotism, you know. So the first single coming up is called Yankee Rose. And Yankee Rose goes, have you heard about the new sensation? Well, here's the shot heard round the world. All you backroom boys salute when her flag unfurls. She's a real state of independence. Ain't she pretty when her rockets glare? And she'll still prove it any night that her flag's still there. Hey, sister, you're the perfect host. You're the Yankee Rose.